Hey moms, Brooke here with Skinny Mom TV. Today on this episode of Skinny Meals, we are actually going to be doing some skinny desserts that are going to make your 4th of July holiday look and taste delicious. So these are going to be our red, white, and blue cupcakes. So let's go ahead and get started. Before you begin, you're going to need just a regular box of white cake mix. We're also going to be swapping out, this is our skinny swap, we're going to use Greek yogurt in place of oil, and then we're also going to use a cup of water, a little bit of vanilla, and I think that's everything for the cake. Now to make the cupcakes our pretty red and blue colors, we are going to use some blue gel food coloring, and we're also going to use some red gel food coloring. And then I like to top the skinny cupcakes with just a little bit of Cool Whip free topping. And then of course, to make them nice and festive, we're going to use some fun patriotic sprinkles. Oh, and I did forget one thing. You're going to need some egg whites, and this is our second skinny swap. So going back to the cake mix, we're going to use egg whites in place of the 3 eggs. So I think that's everything. So let's get started with this cake mix. So what you're going to need to do is, I'm going to use a mixing bowl with my stand-up mixer, but you can really use any mixer that you have. So we're just going to open up this cake mix, and I love using a box cake mix because I'm busy and I don't have a lot of time to make things from scratch. So it works out perfect. Okay, again, we're going to use this Greek yogurt as our oil. So I'm just going to dump that right in, just like so. And believe it or not, this is going to make your cake really moist. You're never going to know that you didn't use any oil. So we've got that. Now we're going to use just a little bit of our vanilla extract. So I'm just going to use a teaspoon of this. It's going to give it a nice vanilla flavor, like so. And we're going to use about 4 egg whites. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball these. I cook with egg whites all the time, so it's going to be about ½ a cup. So now that we have that, we're just going to mix all of this together. So I got this stand-up mixer for my wedding gift, and it has to be my favorite. I use it all of the time. So we're going to let that mix for just a minute, and now I'm going to just add this cup of water to the mix just like so. Pop that on, and now we're going to let this mix for 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so this looks like it's all mixed up. So now we're just going to pop that off. Oh, look how nice and white that looks. It looks great. So we're going to pop this, and I'm just going to actually set this aside. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to actually use foil liners for the cupcakes. And this is because when you make the white cake, you don't want the paper liners. Oftentimes it's going to get like a golden brown, and you really want to make sure that your white cake stays nice and white. So we're going to use foil liners. So let's take those out, and you're just going to line your cupcake pan. And this is going to actually make 24 cupcakes. And the really awesome thing about these cupcakes is they are less than 100 calories a piece, which is really good. So we've lined all of our cupcake pans. Now I have the batter, and we are going to now mix it and make our patriotic colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take like a regular measuring cup, and I'm going to fill it to about all the way to the top, which is about a cup full. And we're just going to add that to a separate bowl. Just like that. Perfect. And so this is going to be our blue, and I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to add about a cup of the batter to our bowl. And now this is going to be our red. So let's just spin that out. And perfect. So, okay, and again, I'm just going to set that aside. Okay, so now to make the pretty colors. So let's go ahead, and we're going to add the red food coloring right here. And I'm just going to do a couple drops. So you want to remember that when you're making your food coloring mix, that you make it a little bit darker than you want, because it's going to definitely bake a little bit lighter. So this is going to be nice and red. So I'm actually going to add 1 or 2 more drops, just like so. Oh, that looks really good. As you can kind of see, it's nice and red. Okay, now moving on to the blue. Again, we're just going to add a couple of drops of food coloring. And it's going to give it a really nice blue color for the cupcakes. So I made these cupcakes for a cookout, and they were such a hit because the kids loved how they looked, and then they tasted delicious. And then of course, with them being low calorie, everyone's going to be really happy that they are saving calories with their dessert. Okay, so now we have our blue, we have our red, and then we have our white cake batter, which I'm just gonna leave right here in the bowl. So now what we're gonna do, just clear off some space here. I've got my cupcakes, and I've got my full liners in my pan, and we are actually just going to start with the blue. I like to start with it first. And I'm just gonna use a spoon, and you're just gonna drop just enough, and I'm gonna fill it 1/4 of the way full with the blue. So I'll show you one more time. So we're just gonna spoon just enough, so it's about 1/4 of the way full with the blue cake. So now we're actually gonna go to the white cake, and we're gonna do just a fourth of the way full for the white, which is gonna make your cupcakes half of the way full. Just add that right on top. And you wanna make sure that you don't get your cake mix on the side of the cups, because it'll kind of mess up the way that they look. So you wanna really be careful when you're dropping in the batter. And now to top it off, we're gonna add the red. So again, just another 1/4 of the way full. And now your cupcakes are gonna be 3/4 of the way full, and they're gonna be ready to pop in the oven. Perfect. So what you would want to do is go ahead and fill all of your cupcakes to 3/4 of the way full, and then you're going to bake them for 15 to 20 minutes for 350 degrees. Okay, so now that the cupcakes have cooled and they've baked for 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to go ahead and top them with just some Cool Whip Free. And so I've been letting this sit out for just a few minutes to make it nice and thawed. And you're just going to generously spread the Cool Whip Free on the cupcake. Like so. And we're gonna just top it off with a couple sprinkles. And it makes the perfect 4th of July cupcake. As you can see here, we already have some done, and they're so nice and festive. And then when you open them up, you can see your red, white, and blue. So your kids and the adults will love these cupcakes. Again, they're less than 100 calories. And as always, moms, thanks so much for watching Skinny Mom TV. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to find hundreds of other delicious skinny recipes, and have a happy 4th of July.